And then there's sort of the everyday, normal sort of what we'll call, I don't know, degenerates, people who are on the street hurting other people, causing other people pain, causing other people terror. That's what we're talking about. Now, before we go there, we'll check in with ourselves on a Kick. Because Kick is our new, where is this? Our new Hey Now. A lot of streamers are moving from Twitch over to Kick because Kick, I guess, has a lot of gambling money behind it, so they can steal all the top streamers from Twitch and go to Kick and try to make money. So I say, hey, Kick. We're live. Hello. And there we go. So maybe someone will say something. Now, unfortunately, when I typed that, it didn't show up in our live stream like we do like this, where I can pop something in chat and say hello, and it pops up like that. Because Kick is so new, it's still in beta, that Restream, our streaming service, hasn't integrated the Kick chat into our chat that you see displayed on the screen. So that's okay. So let's say, so I'll say like, hey, hi, I can type it here. Hi, thanks for being here. That's not available yet on Kick. And it's also not available yet on, let's see, I'm looking at our list, LinkedIn. That's one way, still not really fixed. Trovo, I believe people can say hello on Trovo. Kick, no. Twitch, yes. YouTube, it appears to be yes. So that's kind of how this goes. So you have these people on the street who make it the business and purpose of their day to either try to get money from you or to try to just harass you because they want to harass you, which is sort of not a very nice thing to realize that people are like that. And before I get to my Newport Strangler example, there is a guy in this neighborhood that we've probably seen on the streets for 20 years. And everybody seems to know him. There's something not quite right about him because he will go up to children and random women and just start talking to them. He will yell at cars that are parked in the wrong place and there's nobody in the car. And he will direct the car where to go to get out of the way. He sort of sees himself as a police officer in the neighborhood. And that's okay, but when he, goes after women to chat with them, to walk with them, when in a restaurant he goes up to a family with children and starts a conversation out of the blue, starts a conversation with the parents, and then he ignores the parents and concentrates on talking to the children. It's weird. But he never seems to get arrested. He doesn't ever seem to do time. I know people complain about him, but he always is back on the street, as they say. And he happens to be kind of a fat white guy. And he used to be a young fat white guy. Now he's an older white fat guy like we all are, I guess. So this person is always around. And one day I was walking and I always see him, talking to women. And I know that some, especially young women, are uncomfortable. They don't know how to get away from this guy. He's not touching them or yelling at them. He's just absolutely engaged with them as if he had known them for 100 years and getting caught up. And it can come off as very aggressive and super creepy. So many years ago, probably 10 years ago, there was a young woman sitting outside the Path station, and I saw her sitting there. She was having her lunch or something. And that guy went up to her and started this conversation, and she's really uneasy. You can tell by her body language that she did not like this. So I kind of stopped and, checked my watch, my iPhone, just kind of kept an eye on them because sometimes he can be really aggressive. And this woman, you could tell, she was sitting and he was like so close to her that she couldn't stand up without bumping into him. So in many ways, she was trapped. So she was kind of, looking around, seeing who's there, waiting for a friend. She was not responding to him. She was not speaking to him. She didn't say anything. And he doesn't take a hint. With this guy, you have to say, leave me alone. I don't want to talk to you. Get away from me right now. And you say that to him, he'll say, okay, and he leaves. But how many young, attractive, delightful women, maybe small in stature with a big fat guy, have the ability and the stamina to stand up and say to his face, leave me alone, get away from me right now. I don't want to talk to you. Because those are the code phrases, the police kind of say, you say those to this guy or other people, and they are sort of required to leave you alone. Because otherwise, they're just talking to you. If you talk to them back or you just sit there, you don't do anything, well, you're part of the conversation. So this woman, I could tell, was getting upset, a little scared, just by how her hands started shaking. And she was looking all around. So I thought, I don't want to go in there and, say, leave her alone, because that's weird. Because the leave it alone part needs to come from the person that he's harassing. Because if you say it indirectly, it doesn't have really any effect, because you just say, I'm not talking to you. So I thought, why don't I just go up to her and pretend that I'm the person she's waiting for? Now, will that work? I don't know. And will she play along? I don't know. But I thought, well, it's worth a chance. And at least it would, kind of break this barrier that he had by trapping her sort of against her chair. She was sitting on a big concrete slab, so there was really no escape. When if you bend your knees to stand up, he's there. So I thought, okay, at least I can give her room to leave, because I'll kind of, with my smooth move him slowly out of the way without touching him. So I thought, okay, I'll try. So I went over there, walked over there, and, like a scene from The Office, I said to this woman, hey, how are you? And she looked at me, scared, because who am I? Now they're ganging up on me. And so I kind of, made my way over, pushed this guy out of the way a little bit, and I offered her my hand, and I said, are you ready to go? And she smiled at me. She understood right away. And she picked up her soda and her hamburger, and she said, yes, I am. And she, lightly put her hand in mine. We didn't hold hands. She put her hand in mine. And I said, great, let's go. So we left together. We did not even acknowledge the big ugly guy, not me, the other guy. The big ugly fat guy, the other guy, not me. The big ugly fat guy. And we just went on our way. And then we went around the corner by the drugstore and kept walking a little bit. And I asked her, I said, are you okay? And she said, yeah, that was weird. I said, yeah, he always is here. You just have to tell him, leave me alone. I don't want you to talk to me. Please go. And he will go, because he's been trained that those words, if he doesn't respect them, get him in trouble with the police. And she said, okay, thanks. And I said, are you okay now? Do you want me to hang around or walk you somewhere? And she said, no, I'm okay now. I'll just keep going. I said, okay. And she said, bye. And I said, bye. And we didn't exchange names or anything like that. It was just in, out, go. So that was a good thing. And that happened in Jersey City at the Path Station, which is 11 minutes on the train from New York City. Jersey City is closer to downtown Manhattan than Brooklyn, believe it or not. That's why they call Jersey City the sixth borough. We're going to get a lot of sound effects coming because everything's turned up today so we can all hear it. So that leads me to my next rant of the day. That was Mastodon. Okay, all our friends are posting. So that's the Path guy, the big fat white guy. Now we come to a new guy that I'm calling the Newport Strangler. Okay? And this guy is being really annoying and has become sort of famous in many of these specific Jersey City groups. And it's really interesting that in these groups, there are segments of women. Sounded weird, right? Segmented women. Groups who happen to be women who say to each other, hey, look out for this guy at Newport Mall because he's harassing women and he has a brown bag that he carries around with him everywhere and he wants money from you in exchange for a piece of candy, right? You see these candy sellers a lot in the area. Oh, we're raising money for our high school team, and it's not. It's really kind of a big scam. And so this guy has been becoming more and more aggressive and more active, and the women in these groups are saying, look, he's becoming more aggressive and more active. Look out for him because he's everywhere. And some of the women say, now this is scaring me because I go to a Newport Mall all the time, and I don't know where he is or what he's doing. And then other women post links to previous conversations about this same freaking guy. And they say the police don't care. Port Authority police don't care. Jersey City cops don't care. Newport Mall security does not care. That he's out there chasing you, blocking you from entering the mall, demanding money from you, pretending to sell you candy. And these women say, I want him to leave me alone. I just want to go in the mall and be left alone. But he preys on women who are usually young and alone. So hearing about this guy, and nobody could get a picture of him because, you know, if you hold up a camera, he goes after you, he says things to you. One guy said, you know, my girlfriend was walking into the mall and she was like 10 steps ahead of me, and this guy went right up to her, and I said, I saw him, and I ran up to her to catch up to her, and I held her arm, and he saw me, and I looked at him, and he went away. He said, that's got to be the same guy, right? And the women in the group said, yeah, that's pretty much him. That's what he sounds like. So this guy has been going after these women on and on and on and on. And they're not happy about it. They don't like it. What are you going to do? And so one woman finally said, hey, I finally got a picture of the guy. And they said, you know, put this online. You can't see his face, but put this online so everyone can, you know, at least get an idea of what he looks like. And this is what he looks like. And I guess he sort of dresses in this same sort of outfit every day. Blue. They call that a blue jacket. It looks like a blue hoodie. And that's right outside the main entrance of our local mall, the Newport Mall. And there's this bag, allegedly, that has candy in it, right? And I guess that's a woman. The person who took the photograph said that's the woman who sort of brushed him off and is kind of making her way into the mall as soon as possible. And this woman behind her said, oh my gosh, that's the guy. I got to get a photograph of him and share it in the group so people can at least know where he stands and where he hangs out and what he's doing to people. So this is the photograph. And again, they said, you report him to the mall police, you report him to the Port Authority police, you report him to Jersey City Police Department. If they're in the area, they might show up. They'll tell him to move along. They'll watch him leave. And then in 10 minutes, he comes right back. Because this is how he gets his money. He yells and threatens women until they give him $1 or $5. And then a couple of days ago, the story turned a little bit more unfortunate, where another woman said, oh my gosh, I think that guy, the Newport Strangler, who stands outside the Newport Mall in Jersey City, he was at the PATH station the other day. Now, that's where that other woman I told you, the big, fat, ugly white guy who was, blocked her in, and I went in and said, are you ready to go? Same place, right? It's the terminal station for the Journal Square train. So there's a lot of action there. And when the train comes in, it sits there for 5-10 minutes, and people get on and off. It's the end of the line. And we live very close to it. And so she said, this guy that I think I've seen in this photograph that we're looking at right now, that guy has been following me the last couple of days at PATH. I don't know how he finds me, but last night he was following me and yelling at me and demanding money. And I told him, leave me alone, go away. And he kept following me. She said, I had to go to the bank. I needed to get money. So she was able to kind of, fake him out going one way and then the other. And then she got into the bank so she could get her money at the ATM. And then, somebody else let him in, and she was in the ATM room, isolated, alone with him. And she didn't know what to do. She froze a little bit. She was very concerned, didn't know where to go, how to get out. And someone else, another customer, came into the bank, and this guy, looked at the person coming in, and the woman said, okay, to herself, that's my opportunity. I got to get out of here. And she got out and ran and went down to the Port Authority Police Department, because it's right at the PATH station, and reported him. And what's interesting about the PATH station Police Department is they have a beautiful facility. It's brand new. And, you can go in there, report things, and get, and theoretically ask for help. But what's so interesting is the police department makes it look as if it's always closed. Because every light in the police station at the PATH Plaza, every light is turned off. So you can't see anybody. There's nobody there. They don't want to talk to you. They're just there to work and to go out and deal with people. But they don't want you coming in there and complaining about stuff. That's the vibe you get. So the woman went and complained, and the police said, okay, noted it. And then, she said she went home as fast as she could, looking behind her, see as the guy's following her. And I guess nothing happened because, again, the next day, people were reporting he's outside of Newport Mall. Be careful, be on the lookout. Bolo, he's there, pretending to sell candy and trying to take your money. And then, yesterday, a woman reported that this guy had assaulted her right across the street at the PATH station, the Newport PATH station. And the mall is very popular. I mean, malls are dying all across America. Not in Jersey City and not at Newport Mall. That's an active, very strong, beautiful, interesting mall. And she said this guy was hanging out outside the PATH station at Newport Mall. And he came up to me and made a motion like he was going to choke me out, which is where I get the Newport Strangler nickname. And she said I sort of dodged him because I didn't know who he was, but I kind of had a feeling I knew who he was because he was carrying a brown bag. And he looked exactly like he does in this picture. And then she said he grabbed her breasts and squeezed very hard and hurt her. And she was very scared, and she was able to break away from him and somehow on her phone call the police. And others in the group were saying, I'm so sorry that this happened to you, and it's too bad that it took him groping someone for the police to take action. And this is one of the photographs that were taken. This is right outside the PATH train in Jersey City, Newport stop. The train is this way. The mall where he hangs out is over here, across the street. And there he is. Same outfit, day to day. People don't think he's homeless because he comes and goes. And they say that he, wears the same clothes every day, but that he usually looks well dressed. Let's see if I can get a closer picture. Oh, this might be too close. And people were saying, why don't they do something about this guy when he's, harassing people to get money? And he's not harassing anybody. He's harassing attractive young females who are by themselves. So this is the Port Authority Police Department. These are the people who have the darkened room, station house, headquarters at PATH Plaza. So obviously when she called the police went to PAPD, Port Authority Police Department, and said, look, we know who he is, you know who he is, go get him because he just sexually assaulted this poor woman. And here's another picture she took. Same guy, right? Same exact outfit. The blue hoodie, the jeans. I think the police took his bag. And this is the PATH station, the Newport PATH station. So this is where people go in and out of the train. So he's in handcuffs, in custody. How long will he be in custody? I don't know. Will he stay in custody or will he be let go? I don't know. And it's interesting in all these photographs that people are just too scared to face him, because I guess if you face him and he sees that you're trying to take his picture, he gets very, very violent, threatens violence. But as long as you're behind him and he doesn't know you're taking his picture, people will take his picture. So I guess, the woman felt triumphant that they finally got him. She felt triumphant that she was finally able to get his photograph out there into the group. And she said, look, we need to get the word out about this guy. If the police aren't going to do anything, we need to do something. And then there are people in the group who say, oh, if I meet him, he's going to be in big trouble. Oh, he's one person away from, being a dead man. And you're thinking, come on now. A guy like this, he knows what he's doing. You think you're going to catch this guy? If you're a regular citizen, you're going to go teach him a lesson? I don't think so. So we're doing our civic duty by trying to get the word out about this guy who pretended to strangle a woman with his bare hands before he grabbed her breasts and twisted them. Ugh. Not a great day. Not a great day for the Newport Mall Strangler.